Be grateful, they said. You have food, you have shelter. There are people who are living on streets. They don't have food, they don't have anything, they don't even have clothes to wear. So be grateful. And every time I heard that, all I felt was more shame, more guilt, and this feeling that I am such a loser that I can't feel grateful. If you are somebody who felt like this, when everybody around you is telling you to be grateful, yet all you feel is pain, then this is a conversation that you and I will have today. In a world where gratitude is everything and where we have been told to bypass every emotion and just be grateful for all the things, make gratitude list, I would like to have this deep conversation with you because let me tell you, you don't have to be grateful. I would like to start by sharing my story. I am a self leadership coach now. I help women quit people pleasing and come back to their own true self so that they can become unstoppable leaders of their life. But there was a time in my life where I was people pleasing so hard. My entire existence was for me to please others. I wanted to be, and I was the good girl of the family. Because of that, I I actually manifested a lot of sickness into my life because that was how I could get the attention and love of my working class parents. You might not be able to understand how people pleasing led to physical manifestation of diseases, but it's a thing that I talk lot about, and maybe I can dig deeper into it in some of the other episodes. But for today, I just want to say that people pleasing led me to have like a lot of health issues. And if you are somebody who has chronic back pain, neck ache, all of that, I would actually ask you to inquire and go deeper and figure this out because it could be, it's more often than not a sign of people pleasing and you keeping yourself small, feeling all these burdens that most of the time are not yours to carry. That was a slight tangent. So coming back to, okay, this was my story. I developed a lot of health issues, and because of that, I really, really was in pain every single day in my life. I was in physical pain and also mental and emotional distress. So people who would come to me and want to give me advice, all well wishers, right? Even then, they would come and talk to me that, you know what, you have such loving parents, they're supportive, they're doing everything, be grateful, talk to your friends and be grateful, they're there for you, all of that. But all I felt was this deep hurt. I went down a shame spiral because I was not feeling grateful. I wanted to feel grateful, and I even did the three things to be grateful for, all of those things that people talk about, yet all I could feel was just immense shame because I was not able to feel any gratitude towards the current, at least at that time, the life situation that I was in. So I kept telling myself I'm such a terrible person. I anyway felt like a burden because I had a lot of health issues and I thought I would have to be dependent on my parents forever. And I also used to feel very guilty that they are not able to live their life the way they want to because they had to live with me, they have to take care of me all the time. Similarly, for my siblings, I used to think that they are not able to eat ice cream. I could not eat ice cream because of my asthma, because of all the bronchitis, cold, cough, all these things that I used to have on a regular basis. So I used to feel guilty already. But then people would come up and say, you know what, be grateful that you have all of this. You have such loving parents and all. But all I could feel was guilt and more guilt and shame and no gratitude. I had zero gratitude for anything in my life. So I told myself, I am such a loser. I'm such a selfish person. I'm so ungrateful that even after having all of this, the voice that in my head was always talking to me about how I am such a disappointment. And every time I wanted to open up about it, I wanted to talk to somebody about it, they would just tell me again that, you know what, be grateful, Ishani, be grateful. And if you are a people pleaser, you know that how difficult it is for us to open up about our deep feelings because we really feel that there's nobody out there who understands us. And it just takes so much from us to have that kind of conversation. And then having that conversation It just again used to boil down to the fact that you have to be grateful. You're being an ungrateful person. That is something that I already believed about me. So it was just proving my point right. And it didn't feel right in my body, in my being. So what happened is that I stopped sharing. I anyway used to share very less, and I went into my own cocoon and I started feeling even more shame and guilt, and I was even more ungrateful. So the more people told me to be grateful, the more ungrateful I felt. So here is what I've realized in my journey of overcoming people pleasing, helping a lot of women on a similar journey, that you can't force gratitude. You can't force any feeling. Gratitude is not a checklist. Is not a list. And yet, so many of us, especially women, especially people pleasing women, have been told to keep being grateful. And we keep swallowing our thoughts, our opinions even more, because we are not allowed to share. We are not allowed to not be grateful. But if you want to take a permission slip, take it from me, you can be not grateful. Don't be grateful for things that you're not grateful for. And take a deep breath with me and let it go and see how you feel. People pleasers already have so much burden to be a certain way. And if we put another burden of being grateful on them, it's just it ruins their whole perception of themselves even more. So, what I learned and what I started doing is I started feeling whatever I was feeling. If it was guilt, I felt guilt. If it was shame, I felt shame. I sat with my feelings. And the more I sat with myself, the more I worked on understanding my feelings, and sometimes not even understand, just if I'm feeling like a physical sensation, I sat with that sensation, let it pass through me. I started to feel grateful for the ability to have this space that I had created for myself to feel whatever I was feeling. So, the difference between earlier and then when I started doing this is this: feeling grateful or having things does not equate you to feeling like you deserve them. Okay. Having things does not mean automatically you feel grateful for them. I had all those things, I had all the support, but internally I was not feeling deserving of all those things. So the more I put the gratitude slap on it, the worst I feel. And when I sat with myself, when I sat with my feelings, when I allowed myself to feel the shame, the fatigue, the exhaustion, the guilt, all of that, what happened was I started to peel off layers of the shame and guilt and all of that. And I started to understand myself. And I started to then see the goodness that was all around me. And when I did that, I started to feel deserving of the love and support and the food and the shelter that was already there. So nothing changed. The circumstances were just the same. But my perspective, my internal deserving quotient changed. And when that changed, everything changed. Gratitude is the purest form of energy, it's the highest frequency of energy, but it cannot be forced. Nothing in life can be forced on you, especially if you have dealt with a lot of trauma, a lot of emotional wounds. Okay, you've already been put through a lot. So now, if you're going to pressure yourself into feeling gratitude, it's going to make your life even more miserable. So do not feel grateful. Do not for things that you're not feeling grateful for. It is that simple. Feel whatever you're feeling. Feel your feelings. There's so many ways to feel your feelings. If you want me to create another episode on this, I would be honored to create an episode on it. Let me know. But long story short, you need to feel deserving of the things that you have in life. You need to feel deserving of the love, the appreciation that you have in life. If you don't feel that, gratitude won't help you. Nothing will help you feel that. So stop forcing yourself to feel certain feelings. Stop, allow yourself to feel whatever you're feeling. That is how you heal. That is how you rewire your programming into becoming the best version of yourself. That is self leadership. When you take charge of your own healing, the moment you take charge of your feelings, the moment you stop blaming people, the moment you allow yourself to really, really, really sit with yourself and take the reins back of your life into your own hands, and then you move with full speed or the speed that is comfortable to you into your life. So feel your feelings, be grateful or not. It is totally on you. You are entitled to your feelings. I know you have felt that no, I can't feel this way and I can't be this way, but you can. Here is a permission slip. Go be whoever you want to be and feel whatever you're feeling. And eventually, if you feel grateful, so be it. I will see you in the next one. Be grateful or not, it's on you. It's okay. Feel whatever you're feeling. Feel it completely. Take care. Namaste.